Hey guys, what's up? Once again, it's Haas with Glamis Rescue. So today we are going to be rebuilding a set of 2-inch Kings coilovers, 10-inch stroke with 7/8 shafts, remote reservoirs. So that's where they are. There's the reservoir. They're a little dirty. It's just routine maintenance. They're not leaking or anything, but we're going to change out seals. I'm going to blueprint the shock for the customer so he knows what type of valving he has. And make another happy customer, hopefully, right? So, alright, stay tuned. Okay, so we got to remove the actual springs. So we got to bring the spanner nut down, which is that guy. Kings uses a pinch bolt style. So just basically break it loose, right? Just loosen it, don't take it all the way. And then tools to remove the spanner nut. There's this type, I call them the crow's feet. I'm sure they have a fancy name. And then there's this type, right? So I just call this a tire tool. This is my favorite one. This is one that I like to go to. But there's a bunch of different tools. So whichever ones you feel are better for you, grab those. You can always use like pliers, vice grips, water pliers. I don't ever suggest that because you'll scar the spanner nut. But hey, if that's your style, go for it. Okay, so I got the spanner nut down. In this position, it's down. Basically, I thread it down enough to create a good sized gap so that the cap can actually come out. And that is how you do that. So if you have enough room and you can create a gap, you don't have to worry about the coilover exploding on you, right? But always just be careful, be cautious. The next move is letting air out of the nitrogen and pulling springs off, and then I'll start doing the main cap disassembly. Alright. Okay, so next step, my trusty little 90-degree hook. There's usually some type of locking mechanism in them, right? Some type of little set screw. On this one, it's here. Like usual, they're covered. They're full of dirt mud. You have to pick it out. Once I release the pressure on the set screw, just basically take the pressure off. Right? I just use my rear end tool. Spins off. They have little holes here. There's little guides. Right? And now I will simply bleed it out. Bleed the nitrogen out of it so I can comfortably take it apart. Doesn't blow up on my face. Okay, so there was actually a lot of oil in the reservoir, which is going to lead me to believe that dividing piston inside the seal is bad, and basically one side's supposed to be nitrogen, the other side's supposed to be oil. Well, now we have a leak. So I guess there is a leak after all. Once I take the main dust cap off, it just unthreads. Again, they're in there. There's like a little C-clip. All right, trusty 90-degree pick. Just pick it out. All right, comes off. Easy. I always try to put a catch can, right? Try not to be a super mess. And now I will just slide the shaft out. I have my pig pads ready. So I can put everything there and start tearing apart the actual shock shaft. Okay, so I have the coilovers drained, it's hanging. The actual shock shaft with the piston, the gland, is on my vise. Basically, just put a wrench on top. I did loosen it prior to, it wasn't this loose, right? But you're basically going to separate that complete assembly. So in this position, rebound stack is on top, and compression stack is down below. Here's the gland, right? And that's where all the seals are. So I'm going to take everything apart, lay it all out on my pig pad, so I keep track of things so I don't get things confused, and then start pulling seals out. All right. Okay, so I have the shock shaft all completely disassembled. So here we go. The nut, a spacer, rebound stack, my piston with the wear band, compression stack, another like a spacer washer, the retaining washer, the actual gland. Now on this gland, on 2-inch, I really like them because see how accessible the seals are on this? I love this style piston because it comes with like a retaining washer, 2-piece gland, whatever fancy word you want to call it. So it is gland, outer seal, inner seal, scrubber seal, and then the main cap, the seal for the cap, and then finally the stop. So yeah, I'll clean everything in, slam new seals in it, and that quickly we're already going to start the assembly process. Oh no, I got to do the reservoir still. Forgot. Okay, so the shock shaft is assembled back again, right? I use a little bit of shock oil to help the seals slide in smoother. And now that I have that, I'll put it over on my pig pad. And now, reservoir time. Okay, so now for the reservoir. So basically, you can see with no pressure, right? It just moves. And there is a C-clip in there. You can kind of see it's all dirty and ugly. That's where my little trusty 90-degree pick comes in. And then on the hose side, the back side, same thing, right? You can see, right? Just a little bit of pressure, moves. And then same thing. There's another little retaining clip in there. Little pick it out. I'll put it all apart. I'm just going to push it through, clean everything up, put the new seal in it, slam it in, and reassemble. That's how quick you do a reservoir. Okay, reservoir's taken apart. First off, here is a Schrader valve tool, right? So it's just thread. You thread it onto the little Schrader valve, and cap comes right off. There's one seal on this guy. Okay, here is the floating piston, dividing piston. There's a scrubber. Sorry about the lighting. And then actual seal right there. Gonna take that off. And remember, this guy does have a 1/4 bolt or thread hole that you can just use all thread to pull it out if you wanted to. All I did is I just literally pushed it all the way through. Yes, I did invest in some lighting, try to make this a little bit easier. And then back on this, on the hose side, on the cap, there is a seal there, right there. I'm going to change that out. They definitely need cleaning, so I'm going to spend some time. You can tell the bodies are all nice and dirty. I'm going to spend some time cleaning, slam the new seals in, and start reassembling. Alright, so I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so setting the dividing piston, the floating piston. This is how I like to do it. This is just what I always let you guys know. There's different ways, different reasons for people to set their dividing piston where they want to set it. For me, on a small reservoir like this, for a 2-inch shock, I only set it 1/2 inch in. This is my way of doing it. I'm sure King has different ways, Sway Away, Radflow, any shock company, right? Definitely consult your manufacturer, ask them. But this is my way, this is the way that I've been doing it always, and I'm happy doing it this way. So, alright, so now we gave the body a little bit of love, cleaned out the hose a little bit, slammed all new seals on everything, and now it's assembly time. So I'm going to assemble everything, and next thing is I'll start filling the shock with oil. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys, I guess a safety precaution trick, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So I'm assembling the reservoir, so I put the cap back in. I did use a little bit of shock oil to help the seal slide in, right? I put on my Schrader valve tool. My retaining clip is in there. I don't know if you can see it, but it is in there. Make sure, triple check, right? Pull it all the way up, guys. Last thing you want to do is find out that you didn't put the retaining clip in correctly when you add the nitrogen and make a giant mess of your workspace. So just double check your work, be safe, and that's it. Reservoir is reassembled. All right. Quick and easy. Now next, shock oil. Okay, so now we're going to fill it with shock oil. I am using King oil. Customer requested King oil. I have my own brand of oil, my own little concoction that I make. For this customer, it's just a play toy, so there's no point in him using expensive oil. Setting your oil levels, it's kind of hit or miss. But bottom line, you're going to make a mess. You always are. So, you know, have your trusty catch tray to clean up. But on this one, I'm basically going to make sure and fill the reservoir. I'm just going to pour the oil straight in. Get all the air out of it as much as I can, or I will get all the air out of it. And then I'll start sliding in the shaft, adding a little bit more oil to make sure that there's no air in there whatsoever. So it's messy. It's just part of the system. It's part of the game. It is what it is, right? But somebody's got to do it. Okay, it has been full of oil. One way is you can basically get the reservoir, shake it. Basically what you're trying to do is fill the hose with the oil. Shake it, shake it, shake it, right? And you'll see little air bubbles come out. I like to do is I'll slightly loosen my vise. I'll put my hand, cover it, and then I'll basically, rotate it up and down, up and down, up and down to get all the air out of the reservoir, the hose. I'll do that a couple of times, and then usually I'll let it sit for like maybe about 5 minutes, just in case there's any type of air. So that's what I'm gonna do next. That's the messy part. Okay, shock shaft is in. Same thing, my little trusty little filler squirt bottle. I had to pour in oil a couple of times, work the shock shaft in and out because the actual piston has air, so you have to work all that out. But now you can see everything's in. I wiped the body down for my mess, and I got to make sure that I put my retaining clip, right? So again, make sure these guys are in there right. And after I put it in, I'm going to yank on the shock shaft up in this position to make sure that this retaining clip is in, because if not, when I add nitrogen, I'm going to make a giant mess. So double check your work, guys. Okay, I have double checked all my work. I'm confident. I have my trusty Cartech tool here for nitrogen. Same thing, Cartech's not a sponsor. I just like spending my money over there. I like setting my shocks to 150 psi. That's where I usually start off, and I basically just open that valve and everything's set. That's simple. Alright, so cap is on. I put little reference or safety marks, right, so I know that I did this shock. That's just my thing. I use my little rear end tool, right, so it just goes in there, right, tightened everything up, and then in there is a little set screw, just snug, just nice snug, and that's it. So now I'm going to just simply clean off the springs, install springs, add the preload that the customer brought it in with, and that's it. That's how simple you guys can rebuild shocks. Please, this is barely my second video. I'm trying to get exposure. I'm trying to get some knowledge out there. So do me a giant favor, like, subscribe. That's the biggest one. Subscribe to my channel, please, because I need subscribers for YouTube to let me put much more content. Let me know what you guys want to see, what type of shocks, and I will make sure that I try to get those shocks in here so I can show you guys how to rebuild them. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Give me a following. Even though I am wearing a GBR Gomez Brother Racing shirt, I am Glamis Rescue. I'm the guy that's out in Glamis doing all the recoveries out there. This is what I do on the off season. So again, please share, like, and subscribe to this channel. All right. Okay, guys, and there is the finished product. Once again, a King 2-inch by 10-stroke dual rate coilover with remote reservoir. And my motto in life is, if somebody else can do it, I can do it, you can do it. Don't be afraid of them, right? They're very, very simple. Once again, please, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Later, guys.